green lid on here. I don't know if you guys ever had drywall mud on your fingernails, but it sucks. Right now, all I really want to do is get a nice thin coat on the over top of what's already down there. Yeah, I'll come back through it. Maybe thin coat. But when you got these arches like this, it's a lot of stress on these things. Like, you gotta look at how it's designed, and yes, it holds weight up or whatever, but you also gotta understand that wood expands and it tracks in the wintertime, and when it tightens, it'll pull everything apart, and when it swells, it'll smash everything together. That's why if you got caulking in your house, and let's say someone like smashed it real tight and pushed it all out, it's because your trim swelled up. Or if you get to grab a door and your door won't open or shut, and if it does, it'll like stick. It's because your door swelled up. And the only real way of fixing that is to just take the door off and trim it up. That way, if it does swell or anything like that, it won't affect anything. Because every time your door gets stuck, it's really tearing the finish away on whatever it's getting stuck on. And that door there is doing it. But that whole window needs a lot of work on it, but he ain't paying for all that, I guess. I'm supposed to just fix this stuff, and that's about it. And whenever you do this stuff, it's always nice to get as far as you can. So when you get over there, you can reach it too. Like, do it as hard as you can here because it's going to make it easier when you do the other side. And I don't know if you noticed this or not, but this dude has like a serious ramp. And really what you want to do is you want to, when you're mudding like a crack like that, normally the crack will go like this. It'll look like one of these numbers. And you want to take the tip of it, and fan it out more or less. And say this is the crack. You want to spread that mud across this way. Like you want to build this up, but you want to take all over the way over here and do it that way. And what you're doing is you're making a ramp up to it to make it level. So everything that's like bent or sticking out, you gotta build a level over top of that so you don't see it. Like yeah, you can sit there and cut it off, but that's only gonna get you down so far. And that's kind of what I did. I just cut it because I cut the top of it off and then I filled it back in. But when it gets to the point where you can't do that, that's when it starts getting real finicky. And if you notice, whenever I do this side, it leaves that real rough looking wave on this side. It's because this side's not even touching. Because when I do this side, it's got my knife so far off of the ceiling that it's not even touching. So I gotta smooth this side out, then smooth this side out. Because it's literally like smoothing this side out and then smoothing this side out. But this will get one more coat of mud, and then I'll sand it. Which I shouldn't say that because every time I say that, I end up getting pushed by my boss, and I ain't got time to put another coat on it. But it needs another coat of mud. Either way. Man, there's some trash in that mud. And when I'm over there, I'm going to pull it the other way. So you got to really kind of get, when you overlap something, it's easier to start and finish one swipe across it. But when you're doing half one way and half the other way, you always have that middle. It's just a little off. So just when you do it, kind of give yourself just a little bit more mud in that area so you can sand it. So you ain't got to worry about it looking funny when you're done. Or I can either finagle it when we try to and just run it into this. Because if I can run it all one direction, it'll help it. But when you take it from the middle out, it's a little different. sucks getting these ladders like this because they're straight up and down in your face. And you literally gotta walk straight up them. And it's all because of the angle of the ladder. Because if you put a ladder on too much of an angle on paper, it'll make your paper rip and take you down with it. So if you got your ladder sitting up tighter, straight up and down, it'll sit on its feet and not slide out. But it just makes it harder to walk up it sometimes. Like walking up the ladder is one thing, walking up the ladder with holes is another. See what I was talking about where I meet in the middle? And right now I'm just trying to get my mud in the right areas and then I'll flex it out. I don't know if you see this or not. That's what I was talking about when I took that this way. Then I started out here and had to bring it in. It's hard to do it this way because my hand ain't long enough to get out there far enough to where I need to blend it. So it's easier for me to blend it this way. At least try to. But that's where that second coat plays. That's where that second coat plays a vital role. Because like I said, this is just this right here is just the level everything out. And then my next coat is the right there's a big nasty seam right there, and there's one under the window. I'm gonna paint those places, and that's why we didn't do it. Because I make $20 an hour. I gotta pay for my own gas. I don't know if this mic's still working or not. I think mic's not good. This is what I was wanting to show you guys. See how it says ultra lightweight, and this is just joint compound. This is more for bed and tape and like fixing. Sorry about that. I have to edit that. But this stuff right here is what I was talking about, the green lid. It's a light green. I got some blue lid out in the van. It's a dark blue like this. And then they got a light blue. It's like literally light blue. It doesn't look like that blue at all. It's like a baby blue. And that's kind of like the topping for the blue label stuff. And the green label stuff, the darker the lid, the darker the harder the compound is. That's why the lighter the lid color, the lighter the easier it is to sand, more or less. So you can see it's ultra weight. It's cool, but this ain't something that you use for a joint compound. The harder the mud that you got holding your tape down, the better it's gonna hold. So if you got a corner that keeps like popping or keeps wrinkling and stuff like that, step your mud up to it like a dark green lid. It might take a day for it to dry, but it's guaranteed not to come out after that. And then you put a couple coats of this over top of that, and then you sand this out. And you ain't gotta sand that hard concrete. Like that stuff. Now they got 45-minute set, and 45-minute set sand's a little bit harder than this stuff does. I mean, I'm talking like, I would get an orbital out. I would get a palm sander out and sand that stuff before I sand it by hand. Like, I don't like sanding it. But here lately I have been. That's why I put thin coats on it. If you put a thin coat on there, cool, you can sand it right out. But once you start getting build to it, then that's when it matters. Because it's so hard and it's meant to hold. This stuff is meant to float. So this is what you use to make everything look pretty. This is what you use when everything ain't looking pretty. Get it in there, hold it down. Then this right here is your butter. But if you can, hit that subscribe button, because I'm trying to grow my channel to 1,000 subscribers so they can unmonetize me. And I'd be really grateful. And leave a comment, because I'm pretty sure I'm getting some of the stuff off. But like I said, I only do repairs. Like, I've hung drywall and stuff like that, but I've only done major repairs and stuff like that, like cut drywall out and fixed it. And like, yeah, I've built walls. I've built walls and hung drywall and finished it and painted it. But that's not here or there. My main bread and butter is repairs. To go into a house, plaster walls or drywall walls and make them look like there's never been a problem. That's where I come into play. And coming in and fixing pop tape or tape that's falling out and stuff like that. That's how I got to get introduced to stuff like this. Is even though this, and we started using this because it dries fast. You put this on there, it's gonna dry longer because it's wet. It's already made out. It's mud ready to go. That stuff here, it's not like that. But some drywall guy told me that he mixes his up in a 5-gallon bucket, and it lasts him like a week, which I don't know how to do that. I've never done it. I think they put like a piece of plastic in there or something like that, and it holds the moisture in it, keeps it from actually doing that. But you'll notice when you're using this stuff, when it starts setting up,
and it starts getting real hard, that it gets real hot too, kind of like Bondo, but it's not as hard as Bondo, nowhere near. I'm just saying it dries like Bondo. It hardens. When you put water in it, it's like water's your hardener. As soon as you put water in it, it starts hardening. So you're on a time limit. But this stuff right here, you put that in your bucket, you put that in your pan, and it'll last you a while. I mean, I can fill that pan up and mud out of it for an hour, and that mud stays wet. I put that in there, I'm talking 10, 15 minutes. I'm digging it out because it's hard. But like drywall mud, there's so many different drywall muds and so many different scenarios for it. And it really comes down to if you got a problem that keeps coming back, or if you're just trying to do like a fast job. If you're just trying to do a fast job, I've seen times we use this to bed. We would use this to bed stuff with, and trust me, I don't like that. We can't guarantee it. I mean, it's topping. It's not doing compound. But, love you.